In this photo, I am standing on top of Red Hill, which is one of the highest areas in Highlands County and at Archbold Biological Station. I really enjoy this location because Florida is relatively flat, and so this is a perfect spot to kind of get above everything and get a look at the whole world, it feels like. When I look at this photo, I see a strong woman that works in the field, and between the friends that I've shared this photo with, they've also been really impressed, and they've been really excited to see such a nice quality photo of me in the field, because most of my field work I've always done alone, and so no one really gets to see me in the zone or in action, and I think this photo really captures that really well and shows me in my field gear, in the field, looking kind of serious, but I'm still definitely in tune with my surroundings, and I think it's a good representation of me as a field biologist. When you're going out in the field in Florida, it's typically very hot and very buggy occasionally, and so I usually wear long sleeves and long pants, and you might think that's not the best thing to wear when it's hot, but it protects you from the sun, and so that's really great too because the sun is super intense. And so I also wear my hat, and that protects my head and my face. I always have my binoculars with me. That's one of the most important things that I use for my job, so I can see the scrub jays and tell them apart. And I always have my little fanny pack that my aunt bought me, and in there I keep my field notebook and my pencils and pens and flagging tape for when we find nests. I also have a compass that I use to get around in the field and take notes as to where the jays are going and where their nests are at. I also always have a watch so I know what time it is, and so I can also document what time the jays are doing different things. And this is a good representation of the general outfit that I would wear in the field. A typical day in the field studying the Florida scrub jay starts around 7 a.m., which is when the sun rises and the birds wake up. I'll go up by myself and start off with a fledge check, and this is where I go to nests that have nestlings that have grown up and left the nest, so that means they fledged. So after a fledge check, I will go and start nest searching, and for this I will visit a territory that doesn't have a nest that I know of, and I will find the breeding pair and watch their behaviors to see if I can pinpoint where they might have a nest, because they'll be flying back and forth from that area. After nest searching, I will conduct nest checks, and this is where I check our previous nests that we've already found to see how many eggs there are, how many nestlings there are, if the nest is still active. Then I will wrap this up and get back to Archbold on my ATV by 11 or 12 in the afternoon. My ideal field weather is a nice sunny day. It might be maybe between 80 and 90 degrees with a cool breeze, maybe some clouds here and there, but I definitely do love the sun. One thing that I've noticed through my field work and different field experiences is that I've kind of felt like I've been behind the curve on some of the activities and things that I've had to do for my job, such as driving ATVs or maybe even camping or just being out in the field and recreating and things like that. A lot of my coworkers have had families and parents that would take them camping or boating or out and recreating at any time or place, and that's really great. And my parents would also love to do that, but that's just not how I grew up. And so I think I have noticed a slight learning curve with those particular aspects of the job. It definitely hasn't stopped me. It's definitely made me pretty enthusiastic to get to try all these new things. And so I have enjoyed that. In every field job I've had, there's always been training provided for any new activities that we've had to do. But there's definitely a difference between someone trying it for the first time and someone that's done it most of their life. And I don't think either of those things are bad at all. I think it is just good for directors or research managers to be aware that they can and should have interns and employees that haven't done all of this stuff before, because when you're bringing someone new into an activity, they're gonna bring something new to that activity. So they might do something differently that you've never thought of because you've done this a million times and they've only done it once. Or they'll ask you really good questions, and that'll help you learn more about something that you thought you knew everything and apparently you don't. And so I think that is really important to have people from all different backgrounds in field research, in field biology, in data analysis, everything like that. It's really important to have a good mix of people from different backgrounds to really learn more about your subjects.